I like bowling games. They're simple fun, but they can also be very mediocre in mechanics and how soulless some of them tend to be. This is AMF Xtreme Bowling 2006 for the PlayStation 2. And yes, this game is about as soulless as it looks. There's nothing charming about this game, unlike Big Strike Bowling for the PlayStation 1, which I already reviewed. In fact, I've covered a few bowling games and DLCs, so go check them out after this review. But now, back to AMF Xtreme Bowling. The first thing I want to point out is the ability to create up to 8 profiles with their own avatar. This means you can make up to 8 custom characters to play with and against. Decide their face, body, hair, colors, and outfit, and even distribute stars into one of 3 skills: power, accuracy, and spin. As you play and get better, you earn more stars to increase your skills even further, allowing you to dominate the competition, as the controls can be a little finicky. So let's talk the controls. Now that this is the PS2, how do you think it plays? You can't swing the controller or mimic the movement through a camera accessory. Nope, instead it's very basic and also a bit of a learning curve. You decide the direction you want with the left analog stick, and then choose the power and accuracy with the X button to throw your ball and hope for the best. But the trick is, the more power you throw into it, the harder the accuracy is going to be to nail. As you see the red bar, it moves to the left to decide the power, and to the right to decide accuracy. If you miss or go too far, it can cost you your entire turn. So let's go into the first game mode available to fix that, shall we? The first game mode is
Practice Mode,
which allows you to get good, son, or as best as possible. Here it's just 10 frames of normal bowling, all alone, in whatever alley and grease option you choose. There's 9 bowling alleys to play in: Hollywood, Baton Rouge, Southtown, Vegas, White Plains, River City, Kingpin Lanes, Sawgrass Lanes, and Tombstone. As for grease options, you have none, flat, reverse block, top hat, Christmas tree, taper, semi-flat, and random. Each changing up how the alley works and how you can approach things, like altering how well your ball does, if it spins, comes in at an angle, if it's near a certain section of the lane, etc. The next mode is Quick Match, where you just get tossed into a game with your choice of characters. Then you just bowl against each other till the 10 frames are up. At first I was confused on the controls and kept getting CPU matches. This meant I wasn't playing the game, just watching. But after figuring out the controls and the UI layout, it was a fine normal game mode option. Tournament was another mode where I messed up at first and just got the UI and kicked back to the main menu, because once again I didn't set things right and had nothing but CPUs duking it out. But once I got it right, I tried to win a trophy but only got to the end and lost. It's a tense mode and the CPU doesn't play around in tournament either. I had to bring my A game but failed in the end by just a few points. As for League, I have no idea what it's about. I just kept bowling and lost in the end, but whatever, I guess. You get to go up to 4 characters duking it out and seeing who wins the most rounds or something? Who knows? SpaghettiOs. Pin Challenge is not an easy mode. This one requires you to learn all the tricks of the game. You must knock down every single pin in one try each round, otherwise game over, start all over again as you're immediately kicked back to the main menu. I was not a fan of this mode. The last mode is a match challenge, which is just random situations you're thrown into, like you only have 3 frames left to top your opponent, who is way ahead of you in score, otherwise you lose type of stuff. I guess if that's your kink, this is here for you, but I don't care for it. The only other things to mention is how the characters are all generic and have no character. Unlike Big Strike Bowling for the PS1 or AMF Bowling Pin Busters for the Nintendo DS. So there's no charm to the game. It's a soulless, generic, realistic, but with sex appeal bowling game. Yes, you heard me right, there's sex appeal. After all, the women jiggle very good, and the various bowling alley cutscenes are just women shaking it. Also, the loading times. Oh good lord, the loading times. Even with emulation, this is not fast. You will be waiting 15 to 20 seconds per loading screen, and there's several of them, as the game must read your memory card for everything, and save everything after every decision and match and in between gameplay. Good lord, what an awful design decision. And I get the PS2 was the worst console of its generation power-wise. But come on, man, even Sony first-party games loaded faster than this. There's no excuse. At the end of the day, AMF Xtreme Bowling 2006 is a painfully average bowling game. It doesn't have much going for it, there's no character or charm, it's just a typical 2000s look at the boob physics kind of game, and a generic bowling game on top of that gimmick. I didn't enjoy it for almost 30 minutes till I got the hang of things and figured out how to make my own character. Then after practicing, it was a decent fun time, but nothing I want to go back to. I still recommend AMF Xtreme Bowling 2006 for the PlayStation 2, but it's nothing special, and I'd sooner recommend you go play Big Strike Bowling for the PlayStation 1, or even just simply bowling for the PlayStation 1, part of the Simple Series 1500 set of games. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later. I enjoy bowling games as well as hunting and fishing, but sadly, so many of them tend to be low quality trash. After trying to find some more bowling games to review, I found Brunswick Pro Bowling for the PlayStation 2. Turns out, it's not a great nor awful bowling game, just a bit of a mixed bag. So let's jump into the review and talk about its controls, game modes, and content. As you can see on screen, there's a few options. You can swap between bowling balls, aim your shot, choose the spin, see the pin status on display, and then get ready to throw. Next, you try to get the sweet spot between the green bars for accuracy and a decent amount of strength to ensure a good chance of a strike. It's not complicated, but it's not that simple as Big Strike Bowling or Simple Series Bowling for the PlayStation 1. It's just okay, and nothing special. Quick Bowl offers the ability to just jump into the game. You can have up to 4 people play, whether it's a mix of human players or CPUs. Choose from a small selection of generic characters who have different stats. Choose a bowling alley and game type like standard or pin select. Now it's time to just bowl 10 frames of bowling. It's a decent time and a good way to learn the mechanics of the game. Also, I learned the AI can be a threat or a joke here. With career mode being the only other game mode within Brunswick Pro Bowling, we'll have not much else to cover. The game is quite lacking, as you will also see when you make your own character for career mode. Yes, you can make your own character. I enjoy any game that lets me do this. Even if it doesn't offer much to it, I just like creating, personalizing things, you know. But sadly, the character creator is lackluster with options, as you cannot change the face outside of a template for each of the 4 races available: black, white, Asian, Hispanic. You can select a different hairstyle with a few color options like blonde, white, black, red. Choose your body type of standard or curvy. Then choose some basic clothing, and now it's time to bowl. Earn reputation and cash with every victory within career mode to be used in the pro shop. Other than that, there's not much else to it. I guess this is the way you unlock the other few bowling alleys, as there's only 3 available at the start. As you win in the leagues, you can get cash and reputation, using the cash to buy new bowling balls, shirts, pants, shoes, gloves, hats, and glasses, all within the pro shop. You can unlock new customization content by beating each week in the career mode, and use your cash to buy it. But there's nothing really stand out here, it's just generic bowling attire. But hey, if you want more options to customize your character's appearance a bit, it's there for you. The only other things to talk about, welcome to the other section of my reviews for the newcomers. It's where I bitch and cram everything else into one section, are the lack of charm and character, as everything is generic standard. Nothing special in any way or memorable. The bowling alley videos you get for getting gutter balls and strikes and turkeys are nice though. But otherwise, nothing really stands out. It's a standard generic bowling game. Even the music is meh and forgettable. I can't remember a single tune from the game. The load times are atrocious, and the freezing every time you select something like a character model or outfit piece gets annoying. The saving and loading of data is long as well. There's only 2 standard game modes, which are fine, but there needed to be more options. Maybe a retro nightlight mode where the bowling alley changes colors with the lighting to be more groovy with new music, or even some challenge modes or something. Just anything but quick bowling career. At the end of the day, Brunswick Pro Bowling for the PlayStation 2 is an okay game, but nothing special, as it lacks charm and character akin to Big Strike Bowling for the PS1. Go check out that review. But at least it's not as, it's not sexualized as AMF Xtreme Bowling for the PS2. I just want a fun bowling game, but sadly the PS1 still has the best bowling games I've played so far. A new generation, but a new generation of mediocrity. The PlayStation 2 doesn't have anything great in comparison to the PlayStation 1 for bowling games, but maybe there's something still out there I have yet to discover. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later. After checking out Brunswick Pro Bowling and finding it to be painfully generic, I went back to searching for more bowling games for the PlayStation 2, yet only came across 2 others, one of which I reviewed alongside Brunswick, that being AMF Xtreme Bowling, with its 2000s sexualized genericness. Go check out that review after this. So the only other known bowling game I can find for the PlayStation 2 is Strike Force Bowling, which, let's just say, is quite cursed. So much cursed, I'd say it looks like a low-budget local car dealer advertisement that makes its way onto Chadtronic's cursed commercials. Yes, the game is awful looking, and it's a PlayStation 2 game, not a Dreamcast game. Like, seriously, what the frick am I looking at here? It's just so awful. I've seen higher quality models in Second Life. The characters look like these low quality point and click adventure puzzle porn games from Newgrounds and stuff back in the early 2000s. If you know, you know.
Oh, no, 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 no.
As for the controls, they're awful. You cannot choose where you start and can only alter the angle of your throw. The bar to hit for power and accuracy is so fast, you can barely even get a good throw. It's just awful, and is the worst controlling bowling game I've played so far. The first mode to check out is Open Play. We can create a character by choosing their name and stats, then a model, with no customization options at all. Why even bother? Typical. So, you then just jump into a game after selecting how many players, whether a solo game or with other people or CPUs. It's your standard 10-frame bowling experience, but the awful controls and vomit-inducing graphics turned me off from completing a full frame. So let's move on to some of the other modes before quitting, as I felt sick making this video. That's how bad this game is. It's making me feel like puking up my liver and giving me a migraine. Dear God. With golf mode, you bowl, but with golf rules and scoring. That's it. It's stupid. Moving on. Oh God, I need to get a trash can while making this crap. Oh. So the next mode is skins. I don't get it either, and it's stupid. You just bowl with money as the score instead of normal bowling points? Yay?
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The last mode I'll cover, since this game is fugly, clunky, and lackluster, is challenge mode, where you must hit pins in a certain way and take them all down with one throw or restart. Whoever completes the most wins. The end. Why do these models look like this?
For a great low rate you can get online, go to the general and save some time!
At the end of the day, Strike Force Bowling caught me off guard with its awful graphics, controls, and lackluster experience. There's nothing here but atrocities. I feel sick to my stomach after playing this game. The graphics are so bad. I have no positives outside of the fact it's bowling. But also, one of the worst I have ever played yet. I'd sooner recommend you get a colonoscopy with a porcupine than play this trash. I'd sooner recommend you listen to Rebecca Black's Friday while doing the disco in your birthday suit in front of your grandparents. I'd sooner recommend you eat 20 pounds of bull testicles with tartar sauce in 120-degree weather. Anything but play this garbage game. It's one of the worst games I've covered. I fear anything else I look at for bowling now. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later.